Season one, had to say bye to a lot of heavy hitters, a lot of my favorites, but we ain't just gonna say bye without explaining. So we got Mr. Naruto Uzumaki first. He's at home being a dad. He's handling Hokage duties. Back in the village, I have transported him out of here. He's done. Zoro, if you guys watch One Piece, you're very familiar with this. He got lost. He was supposed to be on season two, but literally just got lost. So he's somewhere roaming between season one and season two's plot line. He's not very good with directions or navigating. Toka Kirishima, where has this woman gone? Let's see. Toka's at home playing mom and wife. I let her, she's done battling. She did her time in Tokyo Ghoul. She did her time in season one for me. So I shipped her ass back to be with her father or with her husband and child. Shanks and Kaido, man, they're still duking it out. They're not in season two, but they're still in the universe. They're just beefing it out over the title of strongest Yonko right now. Portgas D Rouge, well, she's dead, so that's very easy. And then Princia Funny Bunny, well, she's also dead. She was just reincarnated, but at the end of season one, after she got clapped, she's dead. And our guy Joey Wheeler, man, I shipped him off. I didn't need Joey this year. Appreciated his services, but Joey no longer had a place in this story, unfortunately, with his cards. And I think that just about explains everybody from season one that's no longer on season two.
My story, if everybody remembers, revolved around Toru and her gang, which included Momiji from Fruits Basket, Katara and Sokka from Avatar: The Last Airbender, my favorite Momo from My Hero, Mikasa and Eren from Attack on Titan, Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho, Hinata as Toru's mom, Tanjiro's dad, as her unfortunately long gone father, Biscuit as her teacher, Tanaka from Haikyuu as her older brother, Luna as her essentially spirit guide or friend, animal guide, and I believe, oh, Pain as the main antagonist for the season one. So the epilogue begins a few years down the line when Toru and most of her gang are graduating high school. We get to see everybody's excitement and plans for the future. We come to learn that Momiji has decided to go to Germany to connect with half of his family and to continue studying music, going on to start performing in the Philharmonics in Germany. Katara and Sokka, we learned, were actually exchange students. So they had plans to go back home after high school anyway. Of course, this is not goodbye for anyone, considering this is all happening in fairly modern times, so cell phones are a thing. Momo and Kurama are a thing, still very much in love and together. And they are actually going to be going to the top university in Tokyo, S University, together. Mikasa and Eren also very much still an item, thankfully, and are also going to school together in Kyoto. So, unfortunately, not unfortunately, but Toru essentially is feeling like she's not sure what she wants to do next. School has never been her biggest strong suit, but if there was something that really drew her to going to school or had a need for her to go to school, she would. So she's taking time to work at a family owned restaurant and bakery in the time after school. She's already started working there part time before graduating high school, but now that school is over, we see her working there full time. While she's there, she runs into a very tall, beautiful woman with pink hair and twin tails in an odd shape, not the normal circular, but more spiked up like rabbit ears. And this lady is seemingly odd and a little bit terse and rude, but also very childlike. Toru attempts to befriend her, and Luna, after work one day, kind of takes Toru aside and talks to her about, hey, I get a feeling, a bad feeling about this lady that you've run into. I have a gift for you to help keep you safe and protect others that I've been guarding as you've grown up. She's decided to, Luna gives Toru the silver crystal from Sailor Moon, although it's not powered the same way, which essentially leads into what will be season two, the adventures we go on, and some of the new faces that we see. We are going to see Momo pop up here and there, being Toru's best friend and rival. Biscuit is still Toru's teacher. She's still hanging around um, the area, poking fun at the younger kids trying to train up. And the main villain from season one, Pain, not to be forgotten. During this epilogue time frame, we see him in a bit of a flash forward in that he's nearly finished studying philosophy at S University, where Momo and Kurama are planning to attend. So there may be a little crossover run ins with Pain. However, he's decided to channel his frustration and ideals of a better world into his studies and his future career rather than running an underground syndicate where we saw him in season one after meeting Toru or before meeting Toru. Um, but yeah, that's where everyone is from season one of my anime, and that's a little bit of a prologue into season two.
After the fierce battle and combining the cosmic power of Serena and the spiritual power of Ichigo into Kenshin's reverse blade sword, they were able to finally take down the Lelouch Miramum hybrid that was made at the end of my season one. That threat dealt with, but the world's without their leader now because Lelouch was the leader before he turned heel. And L, being the one who suspected Lelouch's plan from the beginning, suggests that Kenshin become the new leader of the free world. Since he was already a hero in the war 15 years ago, now he's a hero again. He'd be an easy pick to be the leader of the new free world. He delivered the final attack, like I said. The world saw it. Now he has the most powerful sword in existence, so everyone would think that he should be the new leader now. Easy vote. Kenshin declines, stating that L's points are valid, but he's not the type a face who could be the face of the free world. The battle was seen across the entire universe, and now everyone knows what their world's capable of, and they need someone with love, strength, and compassion to lead this world. And Kenshin turns to Serena and say that she should be the leader of the new world right now. Serena's shocked. She says she doesn't know if she can do that and if she's meant for this, but Kenshin said that you were born for this. And Serena's brother Ichigo stated that Kenshin's right and that he would be right by her side the whole time. Even though the council stated it'd be an easier transition to have Kenshin do it, they respect his request, and Serena becomes the new leader of the free world. Serena, aka obviously Sailor Moon. So, the people who aren't returning back in season one, they're obviously doing stuff. So, I want to highlight them first. Yor and Tanjiro, having both stopped Lady Nagant from killing Ruka, and Serena appoints them as the school talent recruiters. You know, the school that Ruka worked at, that Yor and Tanjiro were going to. So it's their job to go to other nations and worlds to preach the benefits of their school. They're on the road a lot. They brought some wonderful students to the school. Tanjiro's infectious kindness, along with Yor's personality, makes for a powerful recruitment tool. And they've got some teachers coming, which we'll talk about in season two. Renji, having lost his arm during the chaos, he leaves the like police force, the army in general. He does some soul searching. He wants to find himself because he was following Lelouch blindly, and it almost cost the world, and obviously cost him an arm. So he's taking some time off. Sergio, Hiko, we'll get to him a little bit because we got to talk about Kenshin before we get to Hiko. Ruka being proud of her son, Kenshin, Serena, Ichigo, Tanjiro, and Yor decides it's finally time for her to get a little vacation. So before returning back to the school, she's going on a well-deserved break. She's appointing a new headmaster of the school before going on a faraway beach to relax. Lady Nagant, she's in jail for attempting to kill Ruka, Tanjiro, and Yor. She potentially may be freed one day when she atones for her crimes. We don't know yet, but right now she is serving her time. L, being the greatest detective in the world, is assigned by Serena to be the commissioner of the police force and is called into other universes to solve cases, growing his reputation from not just maybe the greatest detective on our planet, but maybe across the entire multiverse. And you're talking about multiverse. How are we going to get to multiverses? We're going to talk about that also in season 2. Vegeta, he observed the final battle of the previous season from his universe because, like I said, everyone saw it. He saw the potential of the main three: Kenshin, Ichigo, Serena, and he saw Kenshin's immense spirit and the overwhelming power of Serena and Ichigo. So now Vegeta and Serena, the new leader of this world, have a very strong alliance between their worlds. So they're basically compadres, like they're allies. And Vegeta was the one who actually gave the suggestion of who the new headmaster should be for the new school now that Ruka's gone. And we'll talk about that all in season 2. Vegeta then also knows that Kenshin's already a master swordsman and doesn't need to learn anything else, but also knows now that Kenshin's in possession of the most powerful weapon in the universe and offers Kenshin the opportunity to come to his world to train in an area that time is still, so Kenshin can get a year's worth of training in a day. For Dragon Ball fans, you know where that is. Vegeta stated that Kenshin's former master Hiko could come as well. Vegeta stated it's both their world's jobs to keep this universe safe. So then you go to Hiko, having seen that his student Kenshin has changed the world for the better once again, goes back to his pottery and his quiet house in the forest. Serena and Ruka ask Hiko if he would teach swordsmanship at the school. He declined, stating that the last student he will ever teach is Kenshin, and he just wants to live a peaceful, quiet life. But he is going to help Kenshin train for a bit, where Vegeta gave him that offer where I just talked about, because Kenshin needs to master this new weapon. You can't just have this weapon and then not have any training with it. So those are for the people who are not coming back in this
Where we
season.
left off in season 1 is Hiei slayed Sukuna to become the king of the demons. Afro Samurai was killed by Pito, as was Escanor. Yamamoto was killed by Sukuna. So Hiei slays Sukuna, becomes the king of the demons. Hiei gives Rengoku, as Death, and Gabimaru a chance to escape before he kills them as well. They leave. Gabimaru decides to stay at the village to become the new head of his clan because Endeavor was greatly wounded in the battle and he was no longer be able to wield fire, so he will now just be a consort for Gabimaru. And so they all head back to the village. So the only three people that still are technically alive or technically useful, quote unquote, would be Rengoku, Esdeath, and Gabimaru. Gabimaru stays. He will no longer be in season 2. But before Rengoku and Esdeath part separate ways, Esdeath gives Rengoku a warning saying Sukuna was the worst of us, but he was also keeping all of us in line. And we'll see how that heads up for season 2.
So for the end of season 1, they have a tough time defeating Muzan, and Shikamaru ends up sacrificing himself and getting killed. They were able to finally defeat him. So after that, they have a funeral for Shikamaru. During the funeral, there's a mysterious broadcast where a shadowy group states they are planning on taking over Tokyo. After the funeral, Itachi decides to split from the group and look for ways to stop the impending danger. Before he leaves, he gives the recommendation for Yuta to join the group in his place. Bond decides to go with Itachi in case things pop off. Ino's parents don't like the danger that she is in, so they decide that they were leaving the country, moving somewhere else where it's safer. And then All Might continues to mentor the group and is there to answer any questions that they may have. So will the team be able to stop this new shadowy group? Find out in season 2.